Okay. So, how y'all doing? I'm Denise Camille, urban life therapist, relationship and self coach. Today's talk today is, before I go into the question of today's talk, definitions. How do you define value? How do you do things that you have to offer? Is that a base definition of value? Because I know some other barbershops, they went into straight relationship mode. I'm like, no, pull it back. We're not talking about relationship. I'm talking about just... Okay, so it could be offer time. That's valuable. That's very valuable. So those, you're defining things that are value. Okay, so how would you define the actual term, value? Yeah, let me get that definition from you. Something that's important to you. Okay. What else? He's getting the Google definition.
I say something important to you, but something that also means
something that brings worth to your life.
worth.
Okay. Did he get it? I'm listening. I'm listening.
I got you right here. So something is held to deserve.
Okay.
Importance, worth, or usefulness of something.
Okay. So importance, worth, usefulness of something. Okay. So that's value, right? So the second definition or the second word is vision. How do you define vision? Like, what would you say a vision is? Okay, that's a very unique way to say vision. The ability to see things that everybody can't see. Okay. And see a different vision. Right. Right. Okay. What you got? Okay, I'll go this way. Right. Off the top of the dome. What's vision? Ain't go.
I lack the vision.
Uh-huh.
So I caused the vision.
Ooh, you created this one?
Yeah, that was me.
Say it one more time.
I lacked the vision.
The
so
vision.
I caused
The
vision.
vision.
Yeah, the vision.
You lacked the vision, so you caused division.
Right.
Who did you cause division to?
It's really the people that you are involved with.
Okay.
It can be a spouse, or it can be a friendship. It can really just be yourself.
Okay.
But not having the proper vision,
Right.
can cause you to go down a path where, go down a path where you won't be able to.
Okay. So bring everything together. Okay. So I'm gonna run with that real quick.
Okay.
You lacked the vision, which caused division. And division means to divide, to separate, to, things of that nature. So with division, I was looking at from an individual perspective, right? So let's say you said you lacked the vision, right? Division came because you weren't clear. You had no clarity or focus on what your vision was. Most people have a vision board, right? The vision board just shows you, this is the house. I want the house. I want it. I want to see it. Blah, 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 blah. But they right here. So there's no focus on how to get to the house. There's no blueprint. There's no, hey, we need X amount of dollars for a budget to save up to get what we need to get the house to look like that. Here comes the division. You're dividing your compartments of your mind to not see what the vision is supposed to be. So there's no focus. Even if you have focus, what does life throw you? Curveballs, roadblocks, monkey wrenches, right? Huh? That's what I was going for. So one of my other quotes is, what is a distraction when it's no longer a secret?
No longer a secret?
Right.
Ooh, okay.
Right.
What is a distraction?
When it's no longer a secret.
Oh, I got hope.
Wow. You can't take that. That was what
Yeah, that's off my dome.
No, that was off my dome.
That's
Listen.
what I'm saying, like,
Oh, okay. Right. What is it? That's one of my quotes. What is a distraction when it's no longer a secret, right? So let's say you got a focus. You got the vision of a house, right? You've seen it. here come your distractions of life, of your boys coming around, they want to hang out. You got the past of your past females that you left them in the past for a reason, right? Your past is your reference point, it's not your residence, right? So, and then you got your daily life of woes, of what ifs and why nots. Those are those distractions. If you don't recognize that those distractions are there to come to take you off your guard, how are you going to stay focused? Because once you recognize, oh, you're a distraction, you're still walking this way, even though they're trying to pull you back.
I think the interesting thing is like, even though like they're like distractions, like everybody, I feel, especially if we're hanging out with them,
Right.
They have some type of redeeming qualities to them. Like there's a reason why,
Right.
Like, they held you down or whatever the case may be.
But that was in a past time.
Right.
So now I don't know how the man code is, because I've seen some men do this where they feel that if a man assisted them in like 1 or 2 times in their past when they were down, now they felt, oh, I owe you life. You're always going to be a friend. You're always going to be somebody, whether you're, because then it turns out that this person ends up being in more need for the rest of their life than you would ever need them.
Right.
So you always feel like you got to owe them to be a friend. You see what I'm saying? So how does that define your focus, knowing that they're still a distraction to you?
How does that define my focus?
Right. How does that, or would you say that takes away from your focus? You said most of your friends are redeemable, or they have redeemable traits.
Right. So I think it boils down to again value of self.
Right.
So it's okay. It's like you my boy and you have my back, and you know I got yours. And
Right.
Everything was reciprocated. But at this moment in time, you're not serving the purpose of me growing in this way.
Right.
I think it's your job to.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
You hear about that?
Stop, sir. Out of control. Out of control.
I'm losing my train of thought.
He said it's your job as friends to be redeemable, right?
Yeah, right. It's
Okay.
your job as a person. It's your job as a person to have the awareness,
Right,
awareness
right.
to be like, okay, that within yourself, and it's the job of your friend to understand that.
Their role when you're focused, let you be focused.
Or how can I not be a distraction, and how can I help this person?
Okay. So today's quote, I was trying to get to that. Today's quote is, how do you value your vision if you don't know what your value is? How do you value your vision when you don't know what your value is? Because most people would say, I'll put a price on who I am, not knowing your mind is more priceless than your person, right? Because there's that quote, if the mind don't matter, nothing else matters. So you have to know, how much is your mind worth? And are you applying it to get to a place where you need it to be?
I was just having this conversation with one of my homeboys this week.
Okay.
How our physical sense is not reality.
Right.
And what it is on the inside, and with our soul, our spirit, whatever it takes to be, or how we think.
Right.
That is what brings reality into him.
Right.
So, like our physical form and all this stuff is a combination of things that we have in our head.
Right.
So, how you treat yourself, what you put in your body, whatever
Right.
it may be. So, when you don't value yourself, whatever the case may be, you just like, oh, I'm just gonna put whatever. Now,
Right.
some people just don't have the means, which is fine.
Right.
But like, you do whatever with self, and you don't know what's self. So
Right.
you have to dig deeper. And it's a term called downgoing. Have you heard of that before? So it's essentially, and I'm not gonna quote it verbatim, but downgoing essentially is diving deep into the depths of yourself. To where you have these rooted emotions or rooted things about yourself that makes you into you. And it's like even like the negative aspects that is attached to yourself and attached to your psyche, and understanding why that's in there. What I was just telling my uncle here is that there's been times like if your parents haven't broke that generational thing,
Right.
then it's on you.
It's on you. Right.
So
Right.
it's like, And usually a lot of times when we go through our things, we all have an inner child.
Right.
So it comes in like translates. It makes
Right.
it seem like, I'm going into a tangent, but it makes us seem like, okay, we can trust this part of this. And it's the negative aspect that we cling on to and we make a part of our reality.
Okay. So a couple things you said. Downgoing, which I haven't heard of, sounds like the dark night of the soul. You ever heard that?
The dark night of the soul.
Uh-huh. Where it's very similar to what you're saying, where you're going into the deep depths of yourself to have to assess and heal. Or like I would say when I talk to my clients, you got to sit in your vomit. You got to go through sit in your vomit. Everybody got vomit. You got to sit in it and then sift through it. That's what they call the dark night of the soul, or downgoing. Because you got to get to the root of your issues in order to be a better you. And what? So everybody has experiences where either we're not proud of, we wish we had done different, there may be some regretful thoughts, but not full regret. And there are certain instances in our life where we would have wanted to have erased ourselves out of that part of our life, right? And then we can look at different experiences from other people that put us in situations that we didn't ask to be in. All of that compilates together with how we chose to live our life up to where we are right now. So that vomit comes to having to look at what the past looks like. Because all we know is the past. We don't know the future. The present is still the gift, right? Yet sometimes we're spiraling. We want to go future, but we end up going back. And repeating. So sitting in the vomit means, like he was saying, self-assess to see where the awareness isn't, so I can make myself aware. Because if not, we'd be patternizing ourselves over and over and over, dating the same type of person, attracting our parents that we didn't heal from, looking at different things that haven't taken the time to grow ourselves. Lessons until we realize, hey, it was a lesson. Right. Because it's usually different phase, same lesson. Right? So with the downgoing, it's going deep within yourself and having to see how that's going to affect your progress to move forward. So when I say even value the vision, most people can have a vision saying, okay, in 5 years I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do this, this, and this, this, and this, right? But in reality, they don't know how most people, okay, I can see your value, you can see my value. Because we're outside the box, right? I can't tell you what your value is because you haven't received it in yourself yet.
Yeah.
So that value that you need to get to your vision is kind of you going to the dark night of soul to come back up to then say, hey, I'm worth more than what I thought I was. Then you develop boundaries, you develop personal development, you develop growth. You know what I'm saying? So once that value has been intrusively placed into your life, because you have no choice now but to deal with you and you alone, here comes the vision.
Exactly, because see, the interesting thing is, I think people can be, for the most part, when you go through something that is traumatic, when you go through something that you didn't want to experience, whatever the case may be, most of the time, that is what you suppress. And what you
Right, you just try to keep moving.
Right, and usually that is that is the seed that you plant within yourself, and that is the tree that grows.
Right.
And so, which spirals off to the different branches of depression, anxiety, and however it's like seems to look for yourself. And like I said, you're planting that seed within yourself.
Right.
When you are, per se, sitting in your vomit, right? And you're sitting in the mess that you have made.
Right.
It's because everything is about choice.
Right.
It is your decision, whether it is consciously or subconsciously.
Right.
You have made a decision to push you.
You have given yourself access to have vomit. Right.
Exactly. So it's like understanding it. Once you sit in it, you can understand that the anger that you're feeling is actually sadness.
Right. Remember we spoke about that.
Right. And it goes deeper and deeper.
And it's really more of frustration Because you're sad. You're like, I can't explain myself, so I'm frustrated.
Exactly.
So yeah, and even with the value, talk about the roadblocks and the friendships and the life experiences, the vision shouldn't change regardless of what life throws at you. If anything, you're taking those as like jewels along the way. Like I know there was that movie, my son went to see it. Well, don't let me quote the movie. The dude had to catch all of the jewels from the different superheroes.
Oh, yeah.
What movie was that? Is that what it is? Don't get me to start lying. Something. Avengers, but he had to catch all the. I looked at it as chakras. He had to align all to get all the colors.
Yeah. They were different colors like the chakras.
They were different colors like the chakras. So it was like he had to kill everything else that was broken in his alignment. That's why I look at movies. So he had to get himself realigned. In order to do that, he had to kill his other personalities that were around him. So most times, I'm not a Gemini. I've known many Geminis. They have 10 personalities, right? So the 10 are created, 9 of them are created, 1 is the original. And I've had people that are Geminis attest and say, no, that's a true thing. Whenever one personality gets hurt, they build another one. And then another one. Right. So it's how do you undo those 9 to heal and sit in the vomit, their personalities, to be a better them.
I think the thing.
In reality, they got 12 because they're still a toddler and a teenager. That's a twin, but okay, whatever.
I think that as all of us as a whole, we all struggle with our own things, but I think the proper way is really looking at how you cope with situations.
Right, how you handle them.
Right. So it's like, how do I handle this situation if something good happens to me or something bad happens to me? Particularly focusing on the bad thing that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what happens after that is so important. You go and you smoke, you drink, have sexual relations, so it's like.
Well, those are your only 3 options?
No.
Oh, I was like, wait, I can go to the gym, I can swim.
I mean, no.
I can double dutch really.
No, I'm just kind of, I was giving out just.
Okay, as outlets on how you handle trauma.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like, and that's majority, but I don't say majority, I don't know everybody, but.
That's what men would do.
Mainly,
yeah.
If you don't want to deal with your own things and you're a grown person,
you abuse a substance so that way, yeah.
Right, you don't actually feel the whole brunt force of everything.
Right.
You just want to feel good at that point. So,
which is to me is it's mind-boggling because I guess for me the way I know I deal with trauma. First of all, some things that are really traumatic don't hit me until the next day. So I know it's coming the next day. So I have to be mindful of my emotions, who I'm around, if my kids are around, how I'm gonna handle it because they know if I'm like minor stress, I'll go for a quick walk. If I already went to the gym, okay, something stressed me out, let me do a 30-minute walk around the neighborhood. They're like, all right, Mom, we know. Come back, I'll cook, I'll clean. They say the real woman clean. When I was really upset with my ex-husband, I would deep clean the walls. Like, oh, okay, this what, because you got to be up here. You got to get up here clean first. So it's having to know what that looks like for yourself and how you handle your outlets. Are they healthy enough for you to still have vitality in your life? So yeah, and that's how people have like a lot of high blood pressure and cholesterol. Those are all stress-induced diseases. So it's the mind is not being able to be controlled in a healthy way. Neither are the emotions. Like you said, anger, the root of anger is sadness. Are we not expressing to ourselves saying, hey, I'm sad because I can't communicate the way I need to?
It's interesting because even the fact that I know that, sometimes the emotion is so strong.
They get the best of you.
And it's like, I know I'm actually like feeling this way, but I'm not going to allow that to happen because I feel vulnerable with that.
But that's okay to be vulnerable.
It is. I think in a particular moment.
What time is it? Okay.
In that particular moment.
Right.
It might not be a safe enough space where I.
Okay. So, do you not isolate?
Think of how
you might need a one-on-one.
Clearly, I'm like, okay, time is out. What? Right, we need to do a one-on-one session. What you say there? So we're talking about division, and see, you don't hardly talk. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna slide to the ones who got their mouths open, who ready to talk. So we're still talking about the value and the vision, what it looks like when you have to identify, like, does your value block your vision, or how valuable is your vision? Right. Everybody's vision is different. But when I originally created the quote, I was talking about my eyesight because my eyes are going. And I was like, what if I can't see when I'm driving? Well, how does the blind see? I was like, oh, their other senses get strengthened. But how valuable are my eyes to see? And when I was making the joke with the other barbershop is, as my eyes, and of course you get glasses, but to me I get upset with glasses because glasses don't help. It doesn't heal the situation. It just magnifies the problem. As my physical eyes are going, my spiritual eyes are opening more clearer, which is great. But I'm like, I need all three. I need to see everything, right? Yet it helps you heighten your other senses, and it makes you become more valuable to yourself. Because let's say you do lose an eye, you still got to realize you're still valuable. You still got to say to yourself, I know what I need, and I'm going to get there at some point in time. So you have to define your value by what you see is important to yourself. Because only you can grow you. Can't nobody do it for you. And even when planting a seed for a tree, in order to bear the right fruit, you got to get to the root. So, yeah. It's another quote I have. He was trying to take that one too. But no, because I was saying, what is a distraction when it's no longer a secret? Because you can have a vision and here comes distractions. But if you know it's a distraction, let's say you know your ex came back. You know it's a distraction. You're like, all right, clearly I got something greater to do up ahead. Okay, what am I supposed to learn? No is a positive answer. I don't need to spend time with you. We need to collaborate on nothing. There's nothing to talk about. You're in the reference point for a reason. You're not in the residence. So, yeah. That's what I was saying. I'm not walking to the water spritz.